It's 8:05, and of course, the holidays are here. Many of us are thinking about how to make our homes festive for friends and family. What many don't think about, though, is that small touches can actually make a big impact. You don't have to have Burl Ives singing in the background. Colleen Bute Bennett is the owner and lead designer at CBB Design Firm, and we say good morning, happy holidays to Colleen.
Good morning, Ken. Happy holidays, and thank you for having me on your program this morning.
Good to have you on. So, I have a friend who starts decorating I'm not kidding, the end of October, she starts taking out boxes from the attic. And by the middle of November, her house looks like a Christmas store. I don't have that kind of energy. So let me ask you, what are some of your favorite holiday decor items and home projects to tackle before the new year? What is the best advice and what do you do first?
Well, I'm the opposite of your friend. I do not start till right after Thanksgiving. I give turkey its time and I make sure we celebrate our pumpkins and our Halloween. And then I bring out all the boxes. But when I'm working on that and I'm decorating, or what I recommend is always focus on 2 to 3 colors when you're doing your interior design. Don't bring in 4 to 5. It's like mixed metals. So like 2 to 3 colors would be like your creams, your golds, and your greenery. That would be one, right? Another one would be like black, brass, some deep cranberries. Or what I love is just like a nice white champagne with some golds and maybe a touch of some tinsel or some silvers, if that makes sense. Don't add in the
Mhm.
bright neons that will really throw it off. You just want to keep it simple and you want to keep it elevated. And then just go outside and get that as long as it's not cold. I was just hearing it's absolutely freezing where you are. Um, but I would go out and I would get, again, some great greenery, add in some beautiful branches and something just to tie that in with the colors, and put that out throughout the house. Don't go crazy all over the place. Pick 2 to 3 locations throughout your home, like your entryway, your mantles, and your dining tables. And those are things that I highly recommend just to get nice and easy. That first day after having your turkey, you're probably a little tired, or now you're in this week now. Uh, and get out there and just start working in those areas is where I would highly recommend. And
Nice.
then
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry. Please
yeah,
continue.
go ahead, go
I
ahead,
thought
go
you were
ahead.
done with your sentence. I was going to say, I appreciate it when people do up their homes, of course, during the holidays, but sometimes they just overdo it. And you were talking about the fact that sometimes they mix in too many colors, but sometimes it's like just because you have 14 boxes in the attic doesn't mean you have to bring out all 14 boxes.
Right. I mean, you can rotate those. I love rotating those. I've got ones where I'm like, oh, I was really in a blue mood that year. I don't need that this year. Or if you're trying to bring a little bit of what I call zhuzh, right? Like bring, a little purple, some things that are unexpected. I'll try to rotate those every 4 or 5 years. But I try to stick to the staples, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
We collect like holiday cards. You know how you get the holiday cards coming in? And then what I love to do is just kind of have a whole bin of those where I'll just kind of watch how people are progressing, or not progressing. Sometimes you get different ones. But then I'll use those and make little books out of those and put those out on, like, for coasters or coffee mugs. And it's just kind of like fun just to have as a different kind of DIY moment for your holidays, which is
Although
great.
I think I'm finding fewer cards each year. It's something. When I was a kid, we used to get like 100 cards, and now, like last year, maybe we got like 30 cards. And I think it's just a generational thing. The younger generations just don't do the card thing as much unless they have kids and they want to show the progress of the kids. That's what I'm finding. Everyone who has kids, they have a card.
Right, exactly. I'm actually fine. Well, I'm in North Carolina, so it's a very, I guess, southern thing to give a
Mhm.
lot of cards. I mean, we probably get hundreds of cards, and sometimes you're just like, oh my goodness. And I always feel bad because I'm always the last minute getting my cards out, so they kind of fall between, Hanukkah, Christmas, and we'll hit New Year's. Mine are the New
Right.
Year's holiday ones.
You send your holiday cards get there in February. I
Pretty
love
much.
that. Well, that's why. That's why I love, I mean, not to mention a brand, but I've been using Shutterfly for years, especially for doing pictures. I always like sent pictures of my dogs. And so it was like you could always upload and have them automatically mail it for an extra 50 cents or whatever at the last second. So that was always my go-to, but that's just me. What are some easy ideas that people can try at home without having to spend money and just do it the right way at home?
Sure. So, some great ways of going about it is produce. I actually think like your pomegranates, your oranges, your walnuts, your artichokes, they're fabulous for centerpieces. They're also fabulous for putting on your counter and your dining tables. And always put it in threes and fives. Don't put it in even numbers. When you have odd numbers, it looks intentional. And then, easy peasy is pull out a beautiful throw. You can go to Target, is what I'll call it, and you can get, a $15 throw from Threshold. And they have great products at just draping things. And then, obviously, just like I love, again, bringing back the greenery. Greenery is easy. That's cheap. Again, walk outside, cut yourself some beautiful greenery, put that on your mantles. Again, I love putting it on staircases. I think it just gives a fabulous smell. Um, Try to avoid scented candles. I find that, if you've already got this beautiful greens, you've already got some cedars, use natural. And I feel like that can just easily, give you this, what I would call a remembrance of like holidays past. Or take your apple cider and brew it on the oven and just let the scents filter out. I always do that. My kids just go, oh, Christmas time. And I
Yep.
think that's just a great way of naturally doing that. And then switch your bulbs. I know this sounds crazy, but your light bulbs are just go to a warm white in your home. It will immediately
Mhm.
set the mood. Look for like a 3200 Kelvin. Don't go 4000. That feels like a hospital. And that will literally make you feel better.
I love it. No hospitals at the holidays. Quickly, we got about 10 seconds left. What's a website for more info, Colleen?
Sure, it's cbbdesignfirm.com.
I love it. Colleen Bute Bennett, owner and lead designer at CBB Design Firm, where it's a little more moderated in temperature than it is up here in the Northeast right now. We appreciate you coming on. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you.
Same to you, Ken. Thanks for having me on.